Hi, I'm Milt Tanzer, and I'd like to welcome you to today's video on real estate investments and how to make them. Today, however, I'd like to vary a little bit and talk about a subject that's vitally important to millions of Americans today, and that is short sales, foreclosures, and pre-foreclosures. Because there's millions of Americans that have gotten into this trap. And it's the banks that are involved in it, and it's the banks that are causing the foreclosures, obviously, because they hold the mortgages. Let me back up a little bit and tell you about my original experiences with a bank. My wife and I had only been married about a year or two. We had a small baby, and the company that I was with, and it was a large company, had some computer glitches, and they were a week late making paychecks out. Well, back in those days, as you may be doing it right now today, we were living from check to check, from week to week, from month to month on the money that I was making. And now I was going to be at least a week or two behind on my mortgage payment. I panicked. My first thought was they're going to foreclose on me, they're going to take our house away that we worked so hard to get. I finally got brave enough to put on my nice clothes and go to the bank to talk to somebody. And let's face it, back in those days, and the same as it is for you today if you don't have any dealings with banks directly on a regular basis, it was very intimidating. They were in this beautiful high-rise office building with their name emblazoned across the top of this building. You walk into the main lobby of the bank and you've got beautiful marble floors and wood paneling all over the place. All of the employees are wearing their three-piece suits sitting behind big mahogany desks. It's very intimidating. Well, I got enough nerve to talk to a banker to have him take me in and let me discuss my mortgage with him. I told him what my problem was, and I could not believe the answer. Oh, don't worry about it, he said. This happens quite often to people. They have no control over it. We understand. We don't get concerned about a customer until they get 1 or 2 months behind on their mortgage. Then we begin to worry. It was at that point, several years ago, that I realized something. Banks are in the retail business just like a grocery store or a department store. Their business is buying and selling money. Instead of buying it, they get it from investors who put it in their savings accounts, CDs, money market certificates, and so on, and they sell it or loan it to investors or home buyers that want to buy a house. They are in the money-making business. That's all they're supposed to do, that's all they want to do, and that's how they make a lot of money. Well, we all know that in the last couple of years or so, less than that even, the banks have gotten into huge financial trouble. They've had to have bailouts from the federal government. Why? Because they were making unsafe loans. That's why. Somebody like you and I would walk in and want to qualify for a mortgage, and the lender would say, well, we can loan you $100,000 with no problem. You're capable of paying up to $700 to $800 a month in mortgage payments. Well, we thought this was great. I can afford that, but what they didn't tell us and what we didn't let soak in well enough was that it was going to be an adjustable rate mortgage. And the first year the mortgage payments were only 4% interest. This was great. We thought we had the word. Matter of fact, we decided we could have a $145,000 mortgage for that kind of rate, and we'd still be under the $800 a month. What we failed to consider was next year, instead of 4%, it was going to be 6%. The following year it was going to be an 8% mortgage. So now our $772 a month mortgage payment has just jumped to $1,116, plus taxes and insurance, which has also been going up every year. We couldn't afford it. This is how we got in trouble. First of all, not recognizing an adjustable rate mortgage and what it would do to us. Secondly, what happened to us once the mortgage took effect and the interest rates started escalating. And the third one is the fact that the banks were willing to make unsafe mortgages. So I'm not here to tell you how it happened. I'm sure you already know that. But let me tell you what you need to do. You need to do exactly what I did way back then when we had our first mortgage on our house. Go in and talk to the bank. And do it as quickly as you know you're going to be in financial trouble making mortgage payments. It's not going to go away if you ignore it. It's just going to get progressively worse. So the best thing you can do is to sit down with your banker, see what you're going to work out, explain your financial situation, what you hope is going to happen to help you pull out of it, and in the meantime, what can the bank do to help you? They don't want to own all this real estate. They are not in that business. They have property sitting up there all over the place they don't know what to do with. In fact, they've had to hire extra people to handle their real estate holdings. In the meantime, all that property is sitting there not paying any mortgage payments, not paying enough money to pay the interest that the bank owes their depositors. They are motivated to get out of these properties, and that's where short sales come in, which we'll talk about in the next video if you follow our series through. In the meantime, sit down with the bank. Tell them you want to get rid of the adjustable rate mortgage if that's what you have on the property. Let's get back to a normal rate mortgage. If necessary, give me an interest-only mortgage for a few months. Give me a mortgage that instead of 25 years is 30 years. Do anything to cut down those payments where I can live with them. And there's a good chance the bank is going to negotiate with you and come up with something that you can possibly live with. But the main thing is, don't ignore it. And I know it's difficult. I've been in that position. I've lost 2 homes and a lot of apartment complexes because of a stupid investment that I had no business making. It was out of my realm of real estate, so consequently I was like a fish out of water. I made a huge mistake. But you know something that I learned a long time ago? You can get up in the morning and think, boy, this is going to be a horrible day. I know I'm going to fail. Nothing's going to go right. Or you can get up in the morning and say, this is going to be a good day. I'm going to resolve my problems. I'm going to get out of these problems. Whichever way you decide to get up in the morning, you'll be right. I choose to think that I'm going to get out of the problem I was in, and I did. But it takes positive thinking and the will and the desire and the knowledge to go ahead with it. And speaking of knowledge, hopefully one of these days, if not now, you may want to consider investing in real estate. It's the best way to make money that's available to everybody. More millionaires have been made in real estate than in any other type of investing. So keep that in mind too, and look at our website at www.investmentre.com. You can see it on the screen below you here, and see what kind of investment programs we have available. Some of them very, very moderately priced. In fact, they all are for what you get for the money. You'll get all kinds of free tips and ideas at our website. You'll get testimonials from some of our customers and how well they're doing with their estate building through our programs and so forth. So again, take a look at our website, spend a few minutes looking around. It could be the most important 15 minutes or 10 minutes you'll ever spend in your entire life. I wish all of you well, and please come back and see us on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.